It's time for another Rocks in a Box episode. This is a bunch of rocks from all over the UP, so let's get started. The first bunch of rocks here are from Vermilion Point. I have no idea why I picked this up. It's really kind of boring. Must have looked better when I was out in the sun. So let's not look at that anymore. Let's look at some better ones. Here's a little piece of, I don't know if that's just jasper or if that's banded iron formation. I'm going with just jasper. Looks a little bit like banded iron, but not exactly. Here's one with a lot of color. That one's banded iron formation, I think. Love how those shine up. Mostly quartz, I'd say. Here's a little guy, but kind of neat down on the top right now. That's kind of a brecciated pattern, I guess. A lot of little stuff going on there. I wish it was bigger. A little piece of jasper. I don't know what this is. I want to say it's a fossil, but if it's a fossil, usually fossils are limestone around here or even up there, and they don't tumble like this. So it might be like banded chert. Not really sure. Next set of rocks are from the end of a really long sandy road. I think it's called the Coast Guard Line Road. It's west of the mouth of the Two-Hearted River a little bit. And this is the biggest rock in the batch. That's banded iron formation. Really nice one too. It's got some size to it. Here's a really nice piece of unakite. I hate when I leave stuff like that in. That's called a spall, just a shallow fracture. Should have ground that out. Would be even cooler. But it's still cool. Another piece of jasper or possibly banded iron formation. Doesn't look quite as metallic, so maybe it's just jasper. It's got some bands of some sort in there though. This one, see that part right there? That little white part? That didn't, I don't think that was there originally. I don't see it in the before pictures. So I think that just kind of got exposed as I tumbled this. Looks sort of agate-y. I don't really think it is, but it kind of reminds me of agate. It's getting kind of granity looking. Maybe nice. Usually you don't pick those up, but a lot of nice colors in there, like the stripes. Tumbled well. Okay, I seem to be on a jasper kick here. Not too much more jasper. Not sure what that little guy is. This one's really cool. Look at that in the middle there, that little, I don't know what you call it, little pattern there. Stripy thing, but it's got these little things coming out of it, almost like a tube agate. Once again, I don't think this is an agate, but it has some similarities to a tube agate. Neat little stripe on that one. That white stripe going across here, and there's one here. Yeah, it's kind of pink right there. Lots of colors, lots of patterns. That's a neat rock. The next three rocks, we're moving away from the eastern UP and going to the Great Sand Bay up in the Keweenaw Peninsula. This first one did not tumble very well, and I didn't really expect it to, but it has all kinds of copper in it right through there. You see the copper? There. So I just thought it'd be fun to tumble it and see what happens. This is what happened. Not very shiny. Still fun. And this one I picked up for that end, which I tumbled a lot of it away, but it's kind of agate-y. You can kind of see some bands right there along the edge. And then the rest of this is just whatever the host rock is. This one, I believe, is a fossil of some sort. Almost like a stromatolite, maybe. Little hole in the top. So back to the eastern UP, to the Blind Sucker River. I went there in the fall with Nancy, and I found this, and I was really excited about this rock because I thought I was picking up a pudding stone in a place where you shouldn't find a pudding stone. So here's a Michigan pudding stone that I'm used to finding in Lake Huron. The far, far eastern UP you can find these too. But you can see the resemblance and why I might have thought it was a pudding stone, especially when it's underwater and it's rough. But very, very similar. So I think they're probably both conglomerates. Just this is our typical Michigan pudding stone and this isn't. And it polished up really nicely. That might be a seam agate. Maybe. Nothing too exciting. There's some hematite right there, I think. That's a banded iron formation, although it doesn't usually have that yellowish stuff in there. Not really sure why I picked that one up. It's not very pretty. I do know why I picked this one up, though, because that's awesome. I don't know if I picked it up or Nancy picked it up. Cool rock, though. Here's another kind of pudding stone look-alike, a little bit. I would call that brecciated because the little pieces are more angular, like they were broken up and then cemented right back together. Another agate-y looking rock. See the little band there along the edge of the white? We call that a maggot. Maybe an agate. Another little brecciated something or other, I guess. Yeah, I remember this is one of Nancy's finds. It was kind of white on one side and then clear on the other. I don't know if I tumbled it off. No, I think it's still sort of clear on the top and whiter on the bottom. Interesting little guy. Don't know what it is. Chert would be my best guess. A little itty bitty one, but can you see the little stripes there? Little bands? That's neat. Okay, back to the Keweenaw Peninsula from the mouth of the Gratiot River. And I'd say the next rock is my favorite in this whole batch. This is one that Nancy found. Nothing on the back, but that almost looks like the UP. Not really, but if you squint a little bit and you don't know what the UP looks like too much, then it kind of looks like the UP. What a cool rock. Just love that. It looks like it's backlit, like there's, light behind it glowing around it. Or maybe it's a halo. The UP deserves a halo. Oh, this one's really cool too. I think I found this one, if I remember correctly. Not sure though. You see the little like cross there? It's like a little checkerboard. It's like a checkerboarded acorn. Cool little guy. Okay, this has a little bit of prehnite or prenite. Not sure how to pronounce that. I always say prehnite, but I hear other people saying prenite. But I think I tumbled most of it off. This one, I didn't tumble it all off. And you can kind of see like into it, like down here in that little clear spot. That's really neat. This side's not so cool, but not bad. Got a pretty good shine. But this side, wow, that's really neat. Okay, and then after that hunt, about 2 or 3 days later, I went back with Cody and Craig from Michigan Rock Hounds. I think this is the only rock I brought home other than some really tiny little agates. Really tiny agates. But this was almost this smooth on the beach. So I'm sure it was only in the first stage for 1 week. I would still put them in the first stage, but that was all it took. And there it is. Call that a pickle rock. Alright, if you like these rocks in a box videos, I got a couple more linked to the left there, so go check those out.